Hello, welcome to Heroes of Humblewood, a Patreon Humblewood campaign. Definitely not the third take of us trying to do an intro. Shout out to all of my extremely patient Patreons here on the stream and also the other Patreons of our community. Without their support, all of the things that we do here would not be possible. If you'd like more information on what you can get for Mega Patreon, you can use !Patreon in chat. We also have a YouTube. All of our episodes of Heroes of Humblewood and our other campaigns are available over there at Stelluna TV. If you want to interact with the game, there's a couple of ways that you can do so. You can redeem channel points for free by just hanging out, chatting, lurking, all the fun stuff to grant a blessing or advantage die, reroll die to the player of your choice. Or if you'd like to add an element of fate to the narrative, every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. Alternatively, every $5 will give a player of your choice a natural 20, including me. All right, let's go around. Please introduce who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about your character. Matthew, please take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Matthew. You can find me as B Street Holmes on Twitter and X, as well as on Stella's Discord. And I play Ratchet Bluefeather, who is a ranger who is a little bit of a grump and definitely just wants to have some alone time at this point in the campaign.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll hop on over to Igneal.
Hello, everybody. My name is Igneal Blazeheart. You can find me out up on Blue Sky at Igneal Blazeheart. Tonight, I will be playing a little evocation wizard named Alistair Brent.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to V.
Hey, it's me. I'm V. VertigoCross, a variety streamer over on Twitch. I also play a bard bandit defector on this stream. Hello.
Hi, thank you. And then we'll hop on over to Zombie, who didn't have to do their intro 3 times.
This is my first time. Hello. I'm Jacob. I'm Zombie AMZ. I'm throughout what games to call me. I'm the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips. This is of your own discretion. Today, I play Leon Breeze, professional wrestler extraordinaire. Yeah. One day, hopefully, to be the Humblewood heavyweight champ of the world. But we're gonna see where things lie. In the meantime, like this egg. What's up with this egg? What's up with this mushroom? Why is anything anything? We're gonna find out hopefully today. If you're so inclined, you can find me on Twitter at ZombieFighter89 or on Blue Sky at ZombieFighter89. If you go there, there's a pinned notification or a pinned message. In that pinned message is a Google Doc sheet where you can find all kinds of work that I've done. If you're looking for any video editing at all, you can go ahead and look there. See if I'm the kind of person you'd want to hire. I'm starting to do more effects and different things, like the promo video we did for this game specifically. I took a little bit of audio of Stella laughing from the beginning of it and put it towards the end to kind of add the echo effect of the everyone around can hear this laugh. So if that's kind of stuff you'd like to see, or doors, or ghosts, or any kind of cool sounds and stuff, I'm available to be hired.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you.
No one could hear anything anyone said.
Please, V. I will cry.
Again.
Please
Not
don't
again.
do this to me. Oh my god. The reason it wasn't
Not
working
only
is
did
because
I have to do it 3 times, I was interrupted twice.
The reason why it wasn't working is because you might notice that we have a brand new overlay and I messed up putting it together, but it is fixed now. And also, thank you so much, Zombie, for the card draws. Everyone has a deck of many card, including myself, and I'll start. So I get the good one.
You don't want that one? Move to the next one.
Ooh, I drew a skull card. That means the next encounter that y'all go up against is going to go up in difficulty.
Shouldn't it
I
mean
think
it
that
goes,
means the
it
next
goes up in
fight
difficulty for you?
do.
Well, I get to make up the rules, so. All right.
Stella draws the Donjon card. The next encounter, she just walks away and we have to roleplay it ourselves.
Could you imagine if I just left the room? and I don't come back for a whole hour or something. That'd be so
ready.
funny.
I'm ready to set this tree on fire.
Oh my god.
No!
Oh my god. Okay.
He was the villain.
We'll
I
start
want
off.
that one, Stella.
This one?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one. That was
I got
great.
a good card for one.
Dungeon.
Next we've got Igneal.
No.
Also a good one.
Wait,
Alright.
but there's less good ones now.
V.
Stella, I've had a rough week. I need a good one. Can I have that one?
You don't want that one. Do you want the next
Can I
one?
have the next one?
Yeah. Okay.
I had a feeling that would happen.
Zombie.
Can I have a good one? Because I bought all the cards.
No.
No.
Time for some pay to win here.
Damn it.
Thank you for your altruism.
You
How
could buy
dare.
yourself 20 cards and you're guaranteed to get good ones.
True. That's very true.
Nice. I wish to draw the whole deck.
I would-
It has happened several times before.
The deck of
Oh, yeah,
not
whole
so many
deck?
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone through sessions where enough has come in for a whole deck. Yeah.
Mhm.
Where me,
Um,
Zombie, and Godfather will just start blasting.
Start blasting.
Stop.
Okay. Cool. Nice. All right. Last time on Heroes of Humblewood, we had dealt with this bandit camp, and there we squared off with the known lieutenant, Meriden Frey Meriden, the Vulpin bandit. This is the second time that your party has met Frey, and it is there for the first time that you met Alistair, who appears to be a Gallus wizard, perhaps bounty hunter, as they presented to you evidence that they are looking for Frey and to turn Frey in to the authorities in Alderheart. We will begin our session here on the road. You are making your way back towards Alderheart. You have in tow what appears to be a cart full of the various treasures that the bandits had looted, and on top of it is Frey, who is neatly bound and currently staring up at the sky. It is dark. You have decided to travel through the night to make your way back to the city. After all, I'm sure all of you are very curious to know what the Birdfolk Council has to say. In the wake of this, whatever all of this was, you still have your question pending on the wind. What is Alderheart going to do to save Meadowfen? What do we see as the group of you are moving through the dark? Who is carrying the cart?
Whomst, we wonder.
I think it was me, wasn't it?
You the strong boy.
I'm the strong boy.
Okay.
You're the muscly one.
Yeah. So it'll be slower than normal because if Leon feels like he only has 6 hit points, so he'll be moving a little slower. But you know, it'll be fine.
Okay. We have Leon pulling the cart along. What is everyone else doing?
I'm catching up with Eliza.
Go ahead and roll me insight. Ooh, 21. Okay. Alistair, you can tell that Eliza is very shaken. She had made a desperate effort to come here to the bandit camp following the wake of these individuals here to make sure that they're okay. You saw the way that she rushed into battle, health potions in hand, ready to put herself on the line in order to make sure that these heroes would not befall a terrible fate. They are strangers to you. but it is clear that she is not a stranger to them. As you're talking to her and catching up, you see that she keeps catching glances in the direction of the other people attending. She looks worried. She fusses over in the direction of Leon. Every once in a while, she cuts off your conversation. Leon, are you okay? Are you sure? Maybe one of us can take over for the cart.
No. I should be alright. I just gotta take it a little slower than I normally would, but should be okay. I know that I got a little bit of more muscles than some of the others, so I don't mind.
Okay. I'm sorry, Alistair. What were you saying?
So how did you meet these people? It seems to me that you care for them quite a lot. It's not every day I see my little sister-in-law jumping in with 2 potions in hand in the den of bandits. Very brave and very stupid of you.
Mm-hmm. You see, she lifts up a paw and she kind of scratches at her ears, a bit bashful with the gesture. I'm sorry to have worried you. I met them on the road. They actually saved me from a group of bandits.
Did they?
I owe them a lot. Well, maybe introductions should be in order. That's Leon. He's really strong. He's got a mean right hook. One time I saw him pick up a bandit and smack another bandit with the original bandit. It was
Quite impressive.
I think I was giant at the time, but I don't quite remember.
That there is Jack. She's really sweet.
I give a subtle wave and a glint of fangs.
She's very good at dancing. And that is Ratchet. She gestures over. What do we see Ratchet doing?
Ratchet is a different kind of tired compared to Leon, because I think this is the first time Ratchet has been completely out of magical juice. First time he's burned through all of his magic in a fight, and he's looking a little droopy. He's also the smallest member of the group. I think everyone else is medium sized, and he's the small boy of the group. And I know that we had said there were like ledgers at the bandit camp, but they seem to be encoded in some way. It's probably too dark to actually look through them, but I suspect he's like sitting next to them, sort of like protecting them. Like, we're not really in danger, but more like he doesn't want any to like fall off the cart and get lost.
Alistair, can I get a perception check from you? Ooh, natural 20. Okay, very good. With the quick glance that you take in the direction of Ratchet, you see very clearly distinct marks underneath his eyes, and these indicate that he is someone blessed by the wind, gifted, perhaps special in the eyes of the Amaranthine. You know that it is a sort of mystical belief of many people, especially birdfolk here in the Humblewood, that those who bear the mark of the wind, they are meant for great destiny. They are meant to be powerful and influential people. You see these marks attached to a very tired birdfolk. Someone who's fussing over books rather than polishing a blade or pushing a cart. Ratchet's a good shot. He's very, very good. These are my friends.
Well, it is wonderful to meet you all. My name is Alistair Brent. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I am a humble wizard and a member of Bloodbath and Beyond, a small mercenary guild back at the tree.
All of you would be at least a little bit familiar with mercenary work. Perhaps you don't know specifically Bloodbath and Beyond as a named group of people, so you're not quite sure of their reputation. People being hired for various jobs, especially clearly a bounty hunter here. It's not unheard of, especially in these times.
What brought you all to this bandit encampment?
It's a bit of a story. Short version, we all came from Meadowfen out to the west. It's in danger of an encroaching wildfire, perhaps one not entirely natural. We came to Alderheart in hopes that the council would provide aid, but they seem hesitant to give it given the bandit issues. Hence, going to a bandit camp to see what we can do to ease their burden so they can help us with ours.
Do tell me more. You said it's unnatural, maybe caused by somebody?
The town of Ashbarrow, the survivors tell that it's completely gone. They're at the edge of the Scorched Grove. On our travels here, we found evidence to suggest that someone has been manipulating fire magic. I forget, out of character, ring or pendant that was in a small pond.
It was a stone with runes on it.
Stone. A runed stone overheating a small pond we found in the woods. We shattered it in order to prevent its magic. More evidence as well of other creatures, ember bats and the like, that have made their way further into the forest than they usually come. We have concerns that perhaps they are driven by another will.
I see. I wasn't dreaming that day. See, when I was but a mere young cockerel, I was playing hide and seek in the woods. And I was hiding underneath a pile of leaves for my friends. And I heard some strangers speaking of something being done and ready. And I just laid there and didn't come out. And eventually, nobody came to find me. And I left my hiding place and went home. Only there was no home left for me, but an inferno of flames. I know somebody's been doing this for a long, long time. And I've been trying to find some more answers to that as well.
This sort of story is not uncommon. You would know that great fires have been an issue for some time now. There have been a great many settlements that have been taken by the calamity and everything that followed it. You look to Alderheart, and that is enough to know that so many people have been displaced, and this is not a recent problem.
As Alistair's telling this tale, and in particular, returning to his home to find complete destruction. Ratchet's face just turns practically to stone with a controlled anger, but one that is clearly long-lived. You were spared an absolute horror. We have that happen far too much in our world. If it was up to me, we'd figure out a way to stop it completely and forever. I'm particularly interested in figuring out who could be intentionally doing something this horrific. Do you recall anything from your home? Any last remnants of fleeing creatures or signs of malevolent tampering?
Well, I remember very small bits, pieces. It was quite the event. It was still my village was still burning very brightly when I got there. I tried to rush to my parents' house, but the people there stopped me. I saw them taking buckets and buckets of water, doing absolutely nothing to stop the encroaching flames. It's where I lost my family. Don't recall seeing anybody particularly suspicious in my village. Just heard a group of men, like I said, pass my hiding spot and speaking of some of it being done and ready. Definitely was premeditated.
As the group of you are walking, can I get perception checks from anybody who has their eyes on the road?
Hold on,
No,
there's an
Ratchet
Eliza
has
in the way of my
traditionally been one of our watchers.
Everyone minimizes their picture of Eliza all at once. That's a 10
I never
from
minimize
Leon.
it, I move it to the side.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
apologize
that's the
for
proper way to
assuming.
do that.
Such consistent rolls, guys.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a 9 from
10,
Ratchet.
10, and 12.
Yep. 12 from Jack and a 10 from Alistair. Okay.
Oh, one of you ruined our straight.
Jack, you see something interesting on the side of the road. It is a little bit off the path. You see that there appears to be a shrine. It is for lack of better definition, as you're moving along as a group, a mound of stone that appears to have something growing out of it. It would take some time to navigate towards it, but it is something that catches your eye, especially now in the dark.
My steps hesitate for a second before I call back to the others and say, I'll return in a moment. Something's caught my eye in the distance. And then I'll start padding my way over to the shrine.
Okay. As you approach this shrine, you see that it's about shoulder height, and it is hewn from stone, but appears to be covered in a tangle of plant life. There are fungi and moss and various blossoms that have created a sort of carpet a cloak around it. This is a statue to one of the Amaranthine. Can I get a religion check from you?
If it's one specific Amaranthine, I should probably have advantage on this. If it's not, then
It is not.
16.
Okay. You recognize
Was
this.
raised in a church for a while.
You recognize this to be a shrine of Henwin, known as the patron spirit of hedges and an avatar of balance. Someone who teaches that all things in the forest must be respected and everything is connected in a great web of kindness. Such as it is thanks to the sun that plants grow, and because plants grow, all living things have food. And decayed food turns into soil, which nourishes more life. You see this as a sort of point of respite, a reminder in this world that there is connection between all of us, that we are all part of one great cycle. As you look at the finer details here, you see that it appears to match the silhouette of a hedgehog person. And they are holding what appears to be a small beetle and a dragonfly. What do we see on Jack's face as Jack perceives this?
It starts with that calculating glint of remembering histories and appreciating value, before it softens a bit. And as they crouch down to get a better look, Jack will pull out their canteen of water and gently sprinkle it onto the shrine.
Okay. Leon, would you have stopped the cart when you heard Jack saying that she's gonna check something out?
Is anybody else in the cart?
Right now,
I
it's Eliza and Frey.
Liz and Frey.
Wait, you're telling me Ratchet is not perched on the edge of the cart like Batman watching over the night around them?
No.
No.
The man is injured, like with 6 HP. I'm not gonna add more weight to it for him to carry.
I was like, to be fair, I kind of felt like Ratchet would have been in the cart because he didn't feel so good. He'd also be laying down in it. You know, I probably would because I don't really want us to be separated. So I probably would stop right as she went, I'm gonna go check this out, and then goes off. I'm gonna probably just park right after she said that, and I'll probably
Gives you
just
a
sit
second to
and
rest anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. But
Okay.
I'll be at the ready if I hear anything weird or anything off, but
Okay.
I don't want to separate.
I'll say with the pen perception, both Alistair and Leon can see that Jack is engaging with something. You just see a pile of rocks and Jack is sprinkling water on it.
A step closer.
Can I get a religion check from Alistair?
Welcome to the roll garden.
That is a natural one. I think Alistair,
Sure
tell
is some
me.
plants.
Tell me, what does Alistair
You're
see
watering
here?
that rock.
I see most likely some sort of shrine to some sort of witchcraft shrine. Maybe some pagan deity or such. Alistair's not the most familiar with religion. He doesn't believe in. He knows they exist, but doesn't pray or believe in the Amaranthians due to the events that have followed him in his life. maybe tiniest bit in Hanera, who's the patron of the Gallus. But even then, it's kind of a door that's kind of shut for him.
Jack, you can hear Alistair approaching, sorry.
Come to pay respects or just admire the view?
I'm not sure what sort of witchcraft you're paying respects to over there.
The kind that everyone wants. A sense of belonging, a purpose after.
As far as I understand, there is no after.
Well,
Well, I guess
even
if you
if you
recount
end,
being reborn.
even if this life ends, there's still an after. There's no such thing as a wasted resource.
And is that what these entities are to you? A resource?
Everything in life is being used. It just depends by who.
You're not wrong. There's a certain cycle to nature and magic in the world around us.
Jack will tighten up the lid on their canteen and start standing up. And it certainly doesn't hurt to pay a toll every now and then.
As this conversation is going on, Ratchet, the cart has come to a pause here, and as you're fussing over the books and making sure that they stay in place, you see something fall out of one of them. It is a small, extremely light piece of greenery. You almost don't notice it.
I'll reach out somewhat carefully. And because if it's light, it might be also fragile. To pick it up and see what is this?
Roll me a 1d20.
I can do that. A 20.
Natural 20, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You hold out your hand, and almost as if you were going to go reach for it, there is a shift in the wind. And it blows just perfectly enough that whatever this is that fell, it lands nestling perfectly in the palm of your hand. You realize that this is a 4-leaf clover, a sign of extremely good luck. Something that you can make a wish on. You have drawn the moon card.
Ooh.
What is Ratchet wishing for right now when he looks at this 4-leaf clover?
I think like when we left the bandit camp, it would have been a wish for a little period of peace and solitude. This adventure has not provided him a lot of personal space traveling with others. But Alistair's story about losing his home is it speaks down to a core piece of Ratchet. And I think especially the little bit of wind carrying the four-leaf clover to him, which feels very amaranthine. I think that he wishes for the power to do something should he find a village in that state. Should he come across a burning village, he wants something he can do about it.
As you have this thought, you see the four-leaf clover almost glint, as if winking at you with starlight here in the darkness. And then it's gone. That special moment. Whatever was compelling this into your hand, the wind has left. It's just a bunch of leaves now.
Nice thought, though.
You hear a great big yawn come from Eliza and a creaking of wood as she leans over the side of the cart, leaning her head over in the direction of where Jack and Alistair went. "Are you ready to go?" she calls out.
I turn around. Coming. Let's go, Jack.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall behind in these woods. Never know who's crawling in these dark places.
I've got a bit of an idea.
You used to crawling in dark places much?
Let's just say sunlight's never been my biggest fan.
As the two of you begin to leave, Jack, you swear you hear a tumbling of rock, and you look over your shoulder back at the shrine. It appears exactly how you left it, glistening now as it has a brand new sheen of moisture. Something about this feels right. You feel a sense of grounding. If you had any sort of errant feelings or a buzz of your senses, it cements. It is put into place, and a sense of confidence fills you. You have drawn the star card. You can add +1 to any of your attributes, cannot exceed 24.
The star card. I'm the star now.
Nice.
All right. Yay.
Nice.
Okay. Before the group of you continue down the road, is there anything that anybody wants to do?
I wanted to clarify something you said.
Yes.
The four-leaf clover is still intact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So despite not being a paladin or a cleric or officially dedicated to any religious order, Ratchet does carry a little pendant around his neck that is the symbol of Rhea, the Raptor amaranthine, and Rhea's symbol is a compass rose for a map, so it's already in that 4-quadrant thing. I think he just takes the stem of the four-leaf clover and threads it through the middle of the symbol, so that it falls right on top of the holy symbol.
It feels right. When you close it and when you settle it back into place, it feels like it was meant to be. find that it's secure and unimpeded. Anything else before we move on and have you enter the gates of Alderheart?
We'll approach Ratchet. So, Ratchet, it seems that you have made quite a bit of progress in these investigations. Do you need some more help, perhaps?
Threads. I'm sorry, I missed a part of the audio there.
I said, so Ratchet, it seems you have made quite some progress in these investigations against whoever might be causing fires. Do you need some more help, perhaps? I would be willing to aid you all. They have a personal vendetta against the people who are causing these fires as well. Don't worry, I'm not going to charge
Be
you.
happy to have the help. We would be happy to have the help, especially since we don't know how the council will rule. And I do believe that you share my dedication to this particular issue. Unfortunately, it's more threads than woven fabric at this time. It may take a little bit more to piece together precisely who we're focused on.
Well, it starts with a few threads to weave a cloak. So it's a good start. Better than I've had in years.
For this particular hunt, not especially worried about making a cloak. I'll deal with a noose if I can.
Interesting choice of implement. I much prefer fire, if I do so myself. As you see a small flame begin to form and in a very controlled manner, spiral a little bit, and then disappear. Sometimes you learn that to defeat fire, you must fight fire with fire.
You're willing to work with something that's caused you so much pain. I don't know if it's brave or foolish.
See, I've learned that day something very valuable. When they were trying to stop it with water, buckets after buckets after buckets, and not even a smidget of progress against the encroaching inferno. But you know what they did to actually stop it? They took each of them these massive axes, at least they seem massive to a small child at the time, and they started chopping and smashing and cutting every tree in the perimeter. And started their own fire around that area. And the flames very quickly, in a controlled manner, stopped advancing, and the fire ended up dying out. And that's how they defeated the flames at the time. That's where I took the inspiration to start working and mastering the fire myself.
Just be careful that when you're using it, you're not doing more harm than good.
Trust me, I've spent many nights contemplating these things.
Well, we've seen you in battle once. I'm willing to give you a starting modicum of trust. We'll see how it proceeds from there.
Likewise.
I point a finger over towards Jack. I still don't entirely trust them.
I get the vibe of why you might not. They seem to be one of those that enjoy prowling in the dark.
A little
Did you
bit of
point a
chaos.
finger at Jack like 3 feet away from Jack and say that?
I
do
mean,
not.
what
but
is Jack gonna
Ratchet
be
might-
surprised?
A little impressed by the audacity, really.
I mean,
But-
if anything, the fact that I'm willing to say that 3 feet away from you ought to be like a big moment of advancement in our friendship.
You don't trust easy, do you, Mr. Teddy Bear?
Well, if Eliza over there trusts all of you, I'm willing to extend a modicum of trust as well in all of you. She seems to have quite the eye for people.
I like to imagine as all of you look over to Eliza, she has fallen asleep with her back against Leon as Leon's pulling the cart. So Leon has to balance both Eliza's weight and pulling the cart at the same time.
Good work, Eliza. Give him that exercise.
She's like, snoring really quietly.
They're doing the purr thing.
Yeah, occasionally.
What they,
Mhm.
however that is, yeah. I think that gives no matter how bad Leon feels, you just get kind of a warm, like happy feeling from that, knowing that something like someone so kind and so nice trusts you that much, because usually that levels like a trust and a care and a comfort. So, considering Leon at this whole point, everyone's been talking. I've had my back to everybody. So then when Ratchet goes, I don't trust them, I don't know which one Ratchet's talking about. So there's a little part of Leon that goes, I don't know what I did not to trust people, but I'm trying my best, which goes back to his whole mindset. But a lot of that gets kind of melted away when like he's like, man, what did I do? Did I not do a good job? And then I'll hear the purring and I'll feel like the warmth on that, and I'll go, I'll just try better. But I'm just I gotta keep balance with everything else. So yeah.
A group of you can see over the hill as you're approaching Alderheart that you are just a stone's throw away from the city. There are a few things that the group of you need to decide. You have a cart full of treasure that was stolen from the people of the city, including food and various goods. What do you want to do with it? Who do you want to go to? What is the plan? We'll say that it's about 1 a.m.
We have a lot of food over here. We should perhaps distribute it to the people. The valuables, I know some people that we can sell it to. At least a portion of it.
Do we want to wait since it is 1 a.m.?
There won't be
Like
so
wait
many
distributing
out
the
of it.
food.
Well, the food could start going bad. I do know some people that might be good
Not
to.
by. The food shouldn't go bad by dawn, though.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Just
Be
perhaps
counterproductive.
let's not give it to the council. I feel it'll only cause their fat bellies to become even fatter.
I can agree.
So, my friends, as I'm going to call you, what shall we do with our various trinkets and treasures?
Well, I do know some people that will take care of them for us. I have some connections. We
Eliza's
shall
not-
sell them, split the loot, as we've each took our had our part in defeating that whole place. And then each of you may do with your share as you will. We donate it, or keep it for yourself, or drink it away. You may do whatever you wish with it. Does that sound fair?
Well, fine by me. Eliza's quite the saleswoman. Perhaps she'll be
Mhm.
able to help.
Oh yeah. She, her shop could definitely use some of the stuff. So
It would
I
be
was gonna make a
relatively
suggestion.
impossible.
Oh, go ahead.
She chuckles. It would be relatively impossible to distribute the stolen treasure back to who it belonged to.
very much so, and
Mhm.
most of the times those people target those more well off, if you may. Can't really rob the poor that much anymore, more than they've already been robbed. At least you'd be a very bad robber at that point.
As Alistair says this, all of you remember that you were staying at Ratchet's sister's house, and she's well off, and you remember that the upper boughs of Alderheart were relatively untouched. So while this might be true in this particular case, you know that that is not true. People that were robbed were essentially the refugees, people who live in the lower trunks.
They weren't able to get high enough in time
Mhm.
to steal from the rich.
Assuming that was even their plan.
Bring you over to the Alderheart map real quick, just as a refresher.
It's such a cool big tree.
Mhm.
I feel like that's established already, but like every time we see it, I'm like, this is so cool.
It is a nice tree.
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do for now, since none of the food's gonna go bad anyway, is to probably maybe hide this, find a place to put this until dawn. But I don't know where a good place would be to put it. I don't know if we've got way too much. We bringing it up to the upper deck would be way hard. Separating maybe some of it. But I feel like if we just kind of leave it, or leave it in a spot that might be a little too open, there might be more bandits or someone else that could just retake it again. Plus, this is Eliza Cart, and I would feel horrible if something happened to Eliza.
When do we take it to Bloodbath and Beyond? The leader there, I don't think he'll throw too much of a fuss if we just park the cart at his place for a bit. Plus, we have to bring her in too. I point to the hog-tied bandit.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Where do you imagine Bloodbath and Beyond to be? So just to break down the city again, there is the Underfall, which I'll actually reveal. GM layer.
Wait, I want to see the GM layer.
Yeah, I want to see the GM layer.
There's nothing on the GM layer now. I've literally revealed the last thing on the GM layer.
Oh.
Okay, so at number 7. Oh, wait, I didn't reveal the number 7.
I knew it!
Didn't reveal the number.
I
So
knew
there
it!
was something.
Yeah. Okay, so at number 7 is the Underfall. This is essentially where there is the black market and all of the unsavory events of things that go unseen.
The underground wrestling ring.
Yeah, actually, the Humble
Yeah.
Dome is actually situated down there.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Above it, number 6 is the Bright Hollows. This is where many common folk live, where their markets are. A lot of humble folk live here as well. And you know that this area was hit the hardest with the raid. Number 5 is the Trunk Market. Generally, in the past, it used to be a hub of trade, but it's essentially been repurposed as a shelter area for a lot of refugees. Remember seeing tents on tents, essentially, next to each other here. Number 4 is the Branches, which is a modest place for bird folk generally to live because there are no bridges or anything that puts the branches together. Essentially, if you don't have the ability to glide, it would be very difficult to navigate this area.
The suburbs.
Yeah, essentially. And then further up in the tree, we have 2 is the Canopy Market. This is where Eliza's store is. This has quite a few trades markets and guilds here. You would have seen this as like a place of industry instead of like a marketplace where you can sell a bunch of stuff. Oh shit, dude. The cat knocked over my drink, but I caught it.
Yay,
I succeeded
Ninja
my
skills.
dexterity
Skill
save.
check.
Oh my
Hell yeah.
god.
Like he just trying to cause chaos.
I think he's freaking out because of the storm coming.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I apologize. My cat's gonna be flip-flopping everywhere around here. And then the number 1 is the Council Plaza. This is essentially where the Birdfolk Council is found. That is where that you met with them and had an audience with the people who run Alderheart. So with that, Alistair, where do you think Bloodbath and Beyond would be found?
I would say probably 5, like in between. 'Cause they take contracts from above and below.
Okay.
Or I'm assuming that's where also Eliza's shop is, right?
Liza's shop is a bit further up.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Was it 2? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it would still be a 5. Then.
Okay. Then you would
How
know.
long ago? Sorry, I was gonna say. How long ago did they start repurposing it for refugees?
It's been about a month.
So I might not know of this
Mm-mm.
already because I just came back from a bounty
Yeah.
away from the tree.
Yeah, so you haven't been here for a while, and you haven't seen essentially what happened during the raid here. So the news of the raid happening here in Alderheart is relatively new to you. Liza stretches and offers, well, if your guild doesn't want to accommodate, we can always use my shop. I have plenty of space. We'll just have to figure out a way to get it into the city. And there's a matter of the thing.
Yes.
How does-
I had
How
does
planned
Frey
go and
react
grab
to being
that.
referred to as the thing?
Oh no, she's not implying that phrase, the thing.
Oh, okay.
The egg.
She's implying there's a very large, difficult to
Egg?
disguise egg-shaped object you
Oh,
need to deal
right,
with.
the giant.
Yeah, no, I had that on the things that Ratchet was clocking. I had no idea how Ratchet would move it because Ratchet does not have the strength for that, but
It's an egg. You roll it.
that's fair. It's round. That's perfectly fine. I problem solved. Look, okay, Ratchet's intelligence is worse than his strength, okay?
What?
Man,
Oh,
wisdom's the worst.
where's the good stats?
Wisdom,
everything a dump stat?
dexterity, and constitution.
Okay, y'all begin to head into the city.
Mhm.
If there's any blockade, that might like search our goods or try to take our goods from us. I might know some people that can help smuggle, potentially. from some of my connections.
We know people.
You don't necessarily see any sort of blockade. It seems that most of the people here, especially at 1 a.m., they're just trying to deal with putting out fires, so to speak. Not literal fires, but they are managing the risks that have come from property damage and also just a higher rate of crime here as they're trying to recover from the aftermath of the raid. You see people trying to cry out for help. You see them trying to pick through the debris of their broken homes. It is chaotic. You could easily slip through here unnoticed if you wanted. This music is way too hopeful. Hold on. We'll just stick to this ad song.
Well then, let's go in quietly.
Okay. Let's do a group check here. Can I get stealth from everybody?
And when everybody walks around, just make sure you step on your tippy toes. I use my feature for everybody as we're walking to give them a D4.
Okay.
Is this correct? Wait, because it doesn't seem to be any concentration or it just says, I believe that you give a D4 on their next check. Where's the feature?
Could you post it into the chat?
Normally, for things like that, since you're actively helping someone, you would be helping one person at a time.
That's what I would
This one's
think.
differently.
Poor Ratchet, our best stealth operative.
They just go.
You know, he's having a day.
Oh, he just needs a nap.
He really does.
Okay, that's a 14 stealth from Ratchet, an 18 from Leon,
That is-
19 from Jack. Okay, the Bright Gallus feature of Inspiring. By spending an action and giving words of advice or encouragement, you can inspire an ally who's able to see you. They can roll a d4 and add the number checked to their next ability. Okay.
You gotta pick somebody.
Yeah, I would say you can pick one person here.
Let's see. Ratchet.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
So I'll turn your 14 into a 15, and then I'll need a stealth check. Perfect. 12. Okay. Group of you
Wait.
move. Yes.
Was that one you rolling what was added, or you deciding who got the bonus?
I'm sorry, is deciding who got the bonus?
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll me a d4. Perfect.
I
All right.
got a 4.
That means you're at an 18. Nice. Okay. The group of you move relatively unnoticed. You see that as you're moving through, Eliza has made an effort to cover most of the stuff with a tarp. And when individuals see that you have a bandit tied up in the back of this cart, they have no further questions. As you move through, you approach this pulley system. There's essentially a grand elevator in the very middle of Alderheart, and you utilize it. You have to wait some time. There are a great number of wounded and things being transported even at this late of an hour. Usually it's dead quiet now, but here you see that people are trying to get about their business. As you reach the trunk district, Alistair, this is nothing like what you remember from before. You see tents and more tents. People who are displaced and have barely anything to their name. You see people are anxious, standing in front of their tents and trying to look around, see what's happening, trying to help their neighbors, trying to help themselves. There's desperation on the air. And as you're moving through with your cart, though you had no trouble getting into the city and through the busiest parts of the city, your cart is drawing a lot of attention now. People are watching. As you close the distance, can you describe to me what the storefront for Bloodbath and Beyond looks like?
It would be a kind of like a hobbit's door, like the round doors from like hobbit houses, but just big enough for like medium to large creatures to be able to pass through. And the door, you just see a constellation forming the image of a wolf. And if somebody's what's it called, trained in astronomy or a follower of, or they know much, they would probably recognize that is the Canis Major.
As you approach the door, you would know that, especially in the middle of the night right now, that regular business hours are closed. And if you want to get in, you have to either say the secret password or secret knock.
I got this.
Are you knocking? Your mic's not catching
I
it.
don't. It might not be making it.
It caught the
Okay.
first one and then gave up.
knock,
Damn you,
knock,
suppress-
knock, knock.
Knock, knock, the
The
knock,
secret,
knock.
the secret
Knock,
code.
knock.
Knock.
Okay, okay.
Oh,
Door
disappointed in your
opens.
entire organization.
Security is so tight here. The door opens and you can see that there is a Mopok that answers. This person is wearing strapping leathers. You see that they are quite visibly an adventurer of some kind, probably a mercenary here. This raccoon person has a jagged scar down their face, and they kind of sneer as they look past Alistair to see the group of you collected and a cart. They don't ask any questions. Instead, they pull the door wide open and gesture you inside.
As I look at him, I give a small sigh, and I say I do the second password.
Mm-hmm.
Ow! I howl.
Oh, brother. I didn't expect that you were gonna bring company this late. I don't recognize you. You an older
It's
member?
alright. Me?
You, yes. You don't recognize this person either. They must have been hired on sometime after you left.
Yeah, quite so. I've been here for a few years. I've
Right.
taken some work far away recently.
I see. Well, pull that thing in here as quick as you can and close these doors.
Are the
Well-
jail cells ready? You have an open one?
We do have one open, but, here, make it quick. The militia's been poking around. And as the group of you come in, you see that he slams the door and click, 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 click. He manipulates a number of locks on the door. He looks down at Frey, who has been awake and very quiet this entire time. Puts his hands on his hips and sighs. Is this the bandit? One of the ones that attacked?
As I unfurl the scroll, quite so.
Oh,
Got
Ah.
a bounty on her head already.
I see. He reaches over to her arms where they're bound together and he carefully helps her stand up. Well, we're gonna hold you tight here until we can get you in front of the council, collect that bounty. And I'm sure that the council has many questions that they want to ask.
Stella,
Yes?
can I do an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody can roll an insight check.
What does 2 7s give me?
2 7s. This guy seems like a tough guy. That's a 6 from Alistair, an 18 from Leon.
Terrible.
A -1 and I got an 18.
Nice.
And a 21.
Ooh.
Ooh, 21 from Ratchet. Okay, Leon
Naturally paranoid
and
of
Ratchet.
succeeds again.
You would know that what he just said is pretty above board. There's only one place where justice is carried out here in Alderheart, and it is through the council. It makes sense to put a dangerous person in a place where they can't hurt other people, and they will be brought in front of a court of justice here. You look around and you don't see anything particularly alarming. Bloodbath and Beyond seems to be a relatively well-kept place. As far as the vibes of this guy, it is the middle of the night. He's probably had his fair share of events here, maybe even had to help fight off some bandits. But he doesn't seem to try to do any harm. There is deliberate care, as much as he can give, in trying to help Frey to her feet. He doesn't push her around. He doesn't spit on her or do anything demeaning or degrading. But he does what he needs to do. Gets her up and he starts leading her over towards a holding cell. What does Jack want to do here?
She'll follow behind.
Okay. He puts her into what appears to be a cell that has a bed and a chair and a desk. It's very sparse. It's very small and cramped, but it'll do. He sets her down on the bed and he begins to cut her restraints. And then he closes the iron door and locks it. Well, since you have the bounty, he nods over to Alistair, you'll be the one doing the paperwork. I've got a few questions and I need you filling out a few forms over here.
Of course.
You see, he tucks the keys into his doublet and he maneuvers over towards a desk away from the cell. He begins to pull out some papers and he busies himself with that.
Don't forget about the proof that I have delivered her. If you lose her, it's on you guys. I could get paid anyway.
Yeah. And he'll basically have Alistair busy for probably like 20 minutes as they're going through the paperwork. I imagine that there's a... Go ahead.
I pull a bloody bag too. Here's some proof of the slain other bandits as well.
Okay.
Drips a little bit on the floor. Sorry about the mess.
So we'll have you essentially go through all of that in the background. What do we see of Leon?
I think Leon at this point is more or less every time we stop, he just ends up getting on the cart and sitting. He does not have a lot of energy to really stand. He wants to keep as much energy as he can to make sure he's moving the cart. He's not sure if this is our final destination, if there is enough room. I know we took a Frey off, but I guess, does he get the sense that is this like, unless I the player missed it, is this where we're dropping everything?
I think that was kind of the implication, that you're gonna hang out here for a while. As you're kind of trying to get comfortable, you see the Mopok kind of eyeball your direction, and he says, You can lay down in one of the other cells if you want to get some shut-eye. Don't worry, it only locks with this, and he pats his chest where he hit the keys. You're not gonna get locked in, don't worry.
Hello?
Yes?
Hello, I need you to stop, like, triggering my heist instincts by telling me repeatedly where the keys are. Like, you're
Yeah,
drawing my attention specifically to where these keys are, and my brain's just like, what if I took the keys?
There are 4 keys on a key ring on the right side of his doublet.
One is shaped like a diamond. One is shaped like a 4-leaf clover. One,
I get
that's
the
a different
Resident
game,
Evil
never mind.
reference.
From me, what? I think Leon is just so tired at this point that he there's the part of his brain that goes that shouldn't worry about being locked in, but he's just like, all right, thank you, I appreciate it, and then he'll just get up off the thing and then just collapse in the cell. He is dead tired. And
Okay. What does Ratchet want to do here?
Ratchet has an egg to go get.
Okay.
The paperwork's not my problem.
All right.
So I think if everything feels wrapped up here, he's probably gonna nudge Leon and be like, "You can go back to Esmer's. I'm sure she'll let you in and let you find a place to get some rest. I'm headed back. I'm headed back down to the base of the tree for our round friend."
right. Are you gonna be able to do? Are you gonna be okay on your own? I guess. Like, I don't have a lot of energy, but like I can maybe do a little something.
No, I should be fine. Everyone's got their own problems to deal with right now. I'm hoping that means not so much hassle for me.
Okay. You trust yourself, then yeah, I'll just stick here, and I need to. I need some rest or something. I need to lay down.
Okay. We see Ratchet. You are led out. The Mopok locks everything up tightly behind you and resumes paperwork. That leaves Jack. What are you doing?
Standing in front of Frey's cell.
You see Frey leans back on the bed. She has her ankles crossed by the foot of it, her arms tucked in behind her head. Her tail flicks with some irritation, and she watches you. She's almost staring at you. What? Do you want me to do a trick or something?
Nothing you can do can compare to my own tricks. It'd be a waste of time.
Is that so?
God damn it, stop.
Hold on.
In the middle of my screen, big, smug fox.
If you're gonna talk shit, you need to see the face of the person you're talking shit to.
What does the fox
That's
say?
fair.
That is a shit-talking face if I've ever seen it.
Her ears kind of twitch back and forth. It's quite clear she's eavesdropping on the various conversations happening around her, but her eyes are trained on you. Like I said before, it doesn't matter what happens to me or what you do. Things are already set in motion. There isn't anything possibly that you could get from me that could help. This is quite literally a waste of everyone's time.
Jack frowns for a split second before they school their emotion. You know, they're never going to come for you. This is the end.
Are you talking about the other bandits?
Who else? Do you have a list of friends who would jump to your rescue?
There was one raid. What makes you think there won't be another?
Jack hesitates for a moment. They don't have a history of recovering lost assets.
As you say this, roll me an insight check.
All right. Can I give myself bardic inspiration? Is that a thing I
Yeah,
can do?
sure. Why not?
I believe it is.
I'm gonna do that.
Only the lore bard at level 14 can self-inspire, as far as I
No, you
understand.
can't. Hold on. Maybe we should read this. Hold on. Bar.
Touch my own
That's
chest.
how
I
you
inspire myself.
others.
Choose one other creature other than yourself. Tragic.
Tragic.
The lore bard cap feature.
All right,
is
fine. I'll
featureless
just do it
skill.
with pure skill. Here we
You got
go.
this.
Insight check 19.
There you go.
Excellent. Okay. You can see her ears have flattened. You're chipping away at her armor. It's quite clear that she's blustering. She's bluffing. Her confidence is waning. Maybe something of what you're saying is starting to ring a bit true and rattle her. She doesn't say anything. She just scoffs.
I get it, you know? You've been caught. They're not coming. And you feel with no options remaining, you might as well take that final stand defiantly.
Who even are you? Why does this even matter to you? See her tail flick again.
Jack glances around, specifically at the door that Ratchet went out of.
Ratchet is gone. Ratchet is not in the building.
And then looks over at Leon. How's Leon doing over there?
Leon is sleeping.
Yeah, Leon is just he laid on a pillow basically.
Oh wow,
he just
no
was
one
asleep.
around to see this from the party. Okay.
Nope.
Ooh, well, Jack will slowly raise a paw to their left shoulder and lifting up the fur, revealing the old faded bandit mark. Let's just say I have experience with this.
You see Frey lean her head back and she starts to laugh. She laughs bitterly. When her head comes back down, her eyes and gaze are sharp on you. So you'd betray one of your own then? We seem to be cut from the same cloth, or at least cousins. That is so funny. Funny how that works out. Maybe you should be in here with me.
You seem smarter than average, at least for a bandit. Tell me, why do you think I would give away this kind of information?
I couldn't possibly fathom. Maybe you have the ego that would be befitting of the Amaranthine themselves. Like you said, I'm out of options. You, however, you're on the other side of these bars. What do you want?
takes a slow and deep breath, removing their hand from the stolen rapier. I want you to know that you aren't options. That, just like I did, you could find another path. You could save the lives that you're taking.
Roll me persuasion.
Do I have any blessings or nat 20s? Do I have any? Hold on, let me check. Check real quick. Let me check.
Let's have a look.
Let me
I don't have any nat 20s. Oh, wait.
No
Hold
nat.
on.
Nope.
What's this over on Stella's channel? What's this button do? Blessing. Jack.
Okay.
Oh, hey!
Oh,
I got
hey.
a blessing.
All right, that means you get an advantage on this roll here.
All right, let's roll my +8 persuasion. Let's go, baby.
Ooh, dirty 20.
22.
There you go.
Okay.
It's like it's the one thing I built my.
Let's see how your girl does here.
If you roll a nat 20, Stella, I'm gonna get salted.
17.
Damn.
Stella does have a pocket 20 just
I
sitting
do.
around.
I do.
True,
But she
true.
wants to save it for the moment.
Man, I have
No,
just
no.
one. Oh my god.
You could use it to like one-shot zombie later.
No!
I've done that so many times though.
She doesn't
You
need
could
a nat
use it
20
to
for that. I
one
do
Yeah,
that on
but
my
she
own.
doesn't need a
later.
special roll for that.
I do
I
that on
do
my
that
own.
naturally. I don't need help for that.
Oh no, Liam Breeze has taken the top feed 5 times.
What's that? There was a group of bandits in the cell with Leon?
The mattress was bandits. Oh, bye, zombie.
Oops, all bandits.
Here's the mimic.
She draws in a deep breath, and as she exhales, she slumps. Her hands move from behind her head and drop down into her lap. She stares at the floor for a moment. I don't know if you can save them. There is something you can do. You could strike first.
There's a glint in Jack's eyes as they get a bit more serious and listen a bit more carefully, giving time for Frey to talk rather than interrupting them.
She slowly rises up. You can hear the sound, barely perceptible, of pads of her feet whispering against the ground, the groaning of the bed as she gets up and it is freed of her weight. She leans up against the bar and she, in each hand, takes one and leans forward. She begins to whisper to you. I will message you what she says. Can I get a perception check from Alistair?
Oh no, look, what is this?
Oh wow, you have a blessing. Go ahead and roll at advantage.
What? Hey, you're doing
Yeah.
paperwork.
17.
Yeah, doing paperwork with advantage.
Alistair, you don't hear what Frey says, but you see in the corner of your eye that Frey and Jack are standing very close to each other. in case you want to know.
Do an
Yes.
insight check to understand the mood.
Can I inside Jack?
Yeah, sure.
Look, this could
Insight.
be. This is charged right now. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Lesbians. 22
You can't just say
insight.
lesbian.
That's what's happening. Okay. 22.
Wait, this is what's happening?
I don't know, maybe. Are you trying to put on
Well,
a
it hasn't
little
described it very well.
Oh no, they're making out through the bars all of a sudden.
I mean, you
And
can
Leon's missing the
try.
whole thing.
Look, they're both very foxy.
Because they're Vulpin. Okay, 22 insight. It's really hard, even with a 22, to determine what is going on there. You get the sense that, God, how do you even interpret this?
Well, it wouldn't be romantic. Like, you would get that it's a very serious attitude.
Yeah.
There isn't, like, levity or romance hidden in their expressions.
I'll say that you can see that Frey has the look of a broken person. That there is a hopelessness to their face, and as they're whispering to Jack, you can see their mouth moving, but you can't hear the words. And you can almost see tears in Frey's eyes. I will say that you can't actually see Jack, because Jack's back is to you. But Jack, go ahead and describe what we see from behind you. Like, what is your posture? What kind of energy are you giving off?
You looking at the tail?
Jack is almost as still as a statue. Just the pure confidence of someone who has been through the exact situation going on right now.
Well, that here does the paperwork. So we validated it, so you will get all of the credit for it, and we accept the terms of you leaving her here with us. We accept responsibility. If she escapes, you will still get rewarded. And here is the receipt. And he hands you a piece of paper that he has stamped, and you see that there is a wax crest on it. On behalf of the authority given to me of Bloodbath and beyond, this is now considered a complete bounty. Here you go. Present this to the Birdfolk Council to get paid.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Stella.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, okay. While you do that, I'm gonna tell you...
So with a 17, Jack is going to pass for a small business card with a heart logo on it.
Okay. 17. The Mopok is not looking. What is your passive perception, Alistair?
Elf.
12? Okay.
Yes.
You do not see this. You see Frey... Jack, you see Frey tuck it away, and then she leans back, and she slowly sits on the bed, just as the Mopok begins to move closer. Hey, don't stand too close there, you don't know. Sometimes they'll go for your throat, or take out an eye. You can get kind of desperate.
I appreciate the warning, but I'm a bit more durable than I look.
Yeah,
step
yeah.
away slowly.
Well, I don't want to be cleaning up anything. You're welcome. Oh, hi, Lucky. You're well. Oh, fuck. What's happening?
Are you not called Bloodbath and Beyond? Isn't cleaning blood your entire
Lucky just opened the on-screen keyboard. I don't even know what the keybinds are for that, dude.
Is it like Windows K?
I don't know. Get off my keyboard.
Lucky.
God.
Window Control O.
Well, somehow my cat hit all of those buttons all at once.
It's like they've got 4 toes.
Jesus. Okay. Well, you can stay here for the night if you like, but come morning, I'm gonna have to kick you all out. We're gonna have to deal with this business here with the bounty. Things are tough out there. There's a lot going on. The militia are riled up. I wouldn't want to get in the way.
They say, what's up with all those tents? They weren't here last time I was.
Oh, the
All over
refugees. Yeah, there's been an influx of villages burning down and bandits pushing people out, so it's just been an accumulation over a month now, maybe 2. They're coming in droves. The city's trying everything that they can to try to help, but I think the city's starting to reach capacity. There's only so much that they can do. It's rough out there. We actually try to help as much as we can. Whenever someone comes back with rations, we try to deliver them out before they go bad, just make sure people are fed.
So you're saying you already have logistics in place for delivering food?
Yes, of course, we want to help these people. They're good people. They just need a home right now, and this is what they got.
Well, we currently find ourselves overstocked on rations.
Is that so? He puts his hands on his hips and he looks at the cart. Well, I was gonna say that there's a mighty curiosity in me. I mean, you come into a place of business with a cart with a mysterious tarp on it, and someone's gonna ask questions, and I know better than to ask questions. But now I'm gonna ask a question. Is that their food? That's a lot of food.
There is food under there, yes.
Alright, well, anything you want to donate, we can hand out in the morning.
That'll be good.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, then make yourselves comfortable. And you
Where's
see...
Eliza?
Eliza, I imagine, is curled up with Leon. Just kind of hugging him and sleeping.
Just like on top of his chest like a cat, just curled in a ball.
Mm-hmm. Because she's really whittle. Okay. As this is happening, elsewhere,
The Ratchet Show.
Ratchet.
Do I find the egg where we left it? Where Eliza left it, which I'm glad she did because I didn't die, but also she just kind of left it.
Okay. Can I get a survival check from you?
You can. I believe I'm actually decent at it. Not great, but decent. 6.
Wow, the
I rolled a
range.
2.
Oh my god. It is
rolled a
not
2.
Ratchet's day. Can you describe to me why you are struggling now? Obviously you're tired, but now you've been in the city for about 2 hours, an hour? Close to 2 hours. What's going on?
I think that, as I mentioned before, this is like the first time he's really burned through all of the magic in his system. And I think he underestimated how much he let little bits of magic sort of guide a lot of his choices and decisions and all that. To follow a trail, but to rely on that little bit of magic on the breeze to direct him where to go. And he just can't grasp onto that. And so he's realizing, like, oh, this is something else. And I think as far as like this in particular, trying to find where they left this, so much has happened since we left. I mean, we left, we went out to where the bandit camp was, we came back. It was fairly quick, but a lot of things happened. We've met this new individual, Alistair, and the mushroom thing that we're just still wrapping our heads around. And what was I doing again?
Finding an egg.
As you try to look for the egg, it takes you about an hour. I imagine that by this hour's end, you might be on the verge of convincing yourself that someone must have taken it. Something must have happened. You find it, half hidden in a bush, and standing in front of it appears to be a short individual wearing a suit of armor.
I'll be honest, I thought you were going to say it was the mushroom.
In armor.
Well, when you said standing in front of it, I'm like, I swear if it's that mushroom dude.
How
Eating
did
the
my
egg
solo
is a giant mushroom.
Wait, why is there no art?
Don't you remember we didn't have art last time for him? You searched forever for it.
The little
Our main
red
little dude.
paladin.
I think you just ended up showing the cover.
There you go. You get his token.
He's the main little dude. We need
This guy,
Okay, we'll move it over to the cover.
a friend, and his friend was missing. I remember him.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that whole find his friend thing.
Well, his friend was less important than the bandits that might be trying to kill the entire city, so...
Maybe. We don't know that.
We don't know that. You're very correct.
You see this individual, someone you recognize from a few hours before. He's standing in front of the egg, looking at it curiously, his head canting. Upon your approach, his head does the owl thing where it turns 180. So his body's still facing the egg, but his head is looking at you. Oh, it is you. I hope that your travel was all right.
I know that we got a name for this individual, but I, Matthew, do not remember what the name was.
He identified himself as Riffin, the Ash Knight.
As he turns around and says, "How was your travels?" Ratchet is going to pop into a salute. So Riffin, excellent job protecting the egg.
Roll me
You
performance.
do your order proud.
Roll me performance.
Roll lie to his face.
You have a blessing.
I get a 9.
You have a blessing. You can roll again if you want.
I do. Yeah, I need this to work. It's also a 9.
Let's go.
He looks so confused. He salutes back, but there's no confidence in it. He looks like you can see on his face, he's considering if he has mistaken you for somebody else. Maybe like, oh, this isn't the person that I thought I met a few hours ago. Yes. This is an egg? And he looks at the egg. Oh.
Well, of course it is. You were not assigned to protect it? I thought you were doing your duty as a knight.
Oh. He seems unsure. Yes, I'm helping.
Well, hop to it. We must get it to a secure location. And Ratchet will like head forward and start trying to like roll it in the right direction.
He'll put a small hand onto yours. I'm sorry, I cannot deceive you. This is not my charge. You must have mistaken me for someone else.
Eliza didn't assign you to this watch?
No. It was merely a curiosity that drew me here.
Oh. Would you be interested in helping anyways?
Of course. It would be my pleasure. I just could not deceive you. I'm unsure of the nature of this, but as long as you promise that this is your egg, then I will help you.
I feel like Ratchet looks at the egg that's like bigger than him and it's like, I mean, it's not my egg, but I have been charged with its custody.
He looks at you with large eyes. So it is yours?
It is my ward.
Then that is good enough for me. Come. We shall redirect your egg to safety. These grounds are not safe. He starts to roll the egg.
Yes!
Where is it that you wish to redirect this?
There's a shop I know of in the
Gonna make him roll it all the
marketplace.
way up to the marketplace?
There's an elevator.
Okay. We shall go. Can I get a perception check from you?
Yeah, sure. 22. See, now those I can do.
Okay.
I see stuff.
Much unlike your ascent with the cart, you are drawing the attention of literally everyone with this egg. Eyebrows are being cocked. People are oogling you. There is great concern and great greed on their faces as you're taking this egg up. Griffin doesn't seem to notice. This is such an interesting ward to come across. It is fortunate that it is quite sturdy. As he rolls it onto the elevator, I would be otherwise uncertain of this method of transportation. The egg is bigger than him, by the way.
I mean, it's bigger than the both of us.
That's true. You're small too.
Yeah. Ratchet is 3'3". Ratchet's a little guy.
Yeah. Griffin's a little guy too.
Yes. sadly discovered in the wake of the bandit attack. We're concerned that whoever had been transporting it may have been slain in the adventures.
Oh no. That cannot do. It is good that someone like you has come across it. And when he says that, you can guess that the undertone of it has to do with the marks under your eyes.
I'm just gonna let it roll off because it's not the time to be arguing with people about that one.
Eventually, you get up to the market district. Are you trying to take this to Bloodbath and beyond, or are you trying to take it to Eliza's?
Eliza's.
Okay. You get there, and you can see that up here, it's relatively quiet. By the time you get to this ring of Alderheart, most of the shops are still closed. No one's here to bother you. You're able to get it inside, no problem. Well, I suppose this is as good place as any to leave your ward. With that, I shall consider my charge complete. He gives you a much more confident salute this time, kind of mimicking the one that you gave him.
I will return the salute back.
Oh. What did you see out there?
Group of bandits, well armed, but no match for some well armed adventurers.
That is good. I fear for the people of this city. People are getting desperate, so they are going on means that are quite dangerous to sustain themselves. I understand that some people must do what they can, do what they must, but it is so unfortunate that they are hurting others in the process.
Desperate people do things they would otherwise not be proud of.
Well, it is good that I can help you now. I will need to go about and look for my friend, Odwald.
Oh, I apologize. You'd mentioned Oswald before. I'd assumed that you'd been able to reconnect.
No. But perhaps the trail is still hot. I was on my way out when I came upon this, and he gestures to the egg. But I cannot leave someone in need of help without. So unless you have something else for me, I shall go.
You're headed out to the wood to look for your friend.
Yes, I must go and do whatever I can. I am uncertain which path to take, but one is better than nothing.
Here. One of the items that Ratchet has is a symbol of the wind, and the Humblewood like player's guide doesn't say anything about what that is, but it's something that comes with his background as a wind touched. So I assume it is a symbol that is in some way evocative of the Amaranthine and his connection to them.
This sounds like something that you can decide what it looks like.
I think that it is a swirled emblem that has little little pieces of metal that almost look like leaves caught in a little twister on it. And he will take this and he will say, Knight Riffin, take this with you. May the Amaranthine guide you to your friend. There are many paths, but I am sure they will lead you to the right one. I have trust in the Amaranthine that when you have found your friend, they shall too late eventually lead you back to me. I will have that back once your friend is safe and sound.
There is a bit of a mischievous glint in his eye as he accepts it. He takes it with both hands and he says, "Oh, you do tempt fate with this mighty gift, but who am I to reject it? Very well, chosen of the wind. I accept your token and your blessing. May the wind bring us back together again, hopefully, with my friend in tow. I think we shall meet again sooner than we think."
As the Amaranthine wish it.
He I don't know if my mic caught that, but that was like thunder.
Oh.
Oh, it probably went through on the stream, but not through Discord. That's so funny.
Gotcha.
That was just such ominous timing. Just thunder. Okay. He bows deeply and he takes the trinket and he leaves. Where do you want to go next?
I am gonna head back to Esmer's, which I assume is eventually where the rest of the group will meet up. I imagine that as he is leaving, and whatever fastening he can accomplish on the door so that people don't just break into Eliza's shop. But as he's leaving, he's gonna be like, that night is gonna get lost.
The rest of the evening or morning passes, and you find that the group of you are left mostly undisturbed. There gets to a point where Imapok goes, "Well, now it's time for y'all to head out. Unfortunately, this ain't an inn. This is the extent of hospitality that I can offer you. It is time for us to open for the day, and I imagine that there's gonna be quite a bit of work to be done."
I appreciate your help in distributing the rations.
Of course, you can count on me. I'll get a few of the other bathers, blooders. What would be the term for
Beyonders.
Beyonders? We'll get a few of the Beyonders involved and distribute this. Good time for breakfast. Stay safe out there. Good hunting.
Do. So we see each other next time. I bring the next bundle.
You see, just as you're about to leave, that there are two birdfolk dressed as militia that enter in the front door. "We are here to take the bandit that has been apprehended. The council will hold court now." Damn, alright, well, I wasn't sure that you'd get the message. Seems like the council's up early. Well then, you'll find her right here. And you can see that there is an effort made to essentially bind Frey, and they're beginning to gather her and take her out of the mercenary building. How do you all react to this?
very stoic expression. I've seen this many times. Although I will pay extra attention to Jack. Their expression of this.
Jack looks relatively indifferent. Just leaned back against the wall and passively watching.
Okay. The guards take her away. And they are gone.
Is everybody present right now?
Yeah, you're all gathered together.
Now, Jack, you want to tell us what's been going on with you and the fox lady over there? Seemed pretty close last night.
Well, someone had to try to get information. Our resident interrogator was off rolling an egg all night.
Fair enough. And did you get any good information?
Something like that, but best to make sure everyone's here and in secured company.
Yeah.
Say that Eliza offers to host breakfast for all of you in her shop. As you get to her shop, you find the egg safely deposited. You find that her store has been left untouched, so nothing's missing. And she goes about bouncing around, making you breakfast. If you want a moment of privacy where the group of you can talk, this is it. Do you want to do next?
So, does anyone have anything that we should be doing while we wait for a verdict from the council?
Is the judgment public? Like
You
the
would-
trial and stuff?
You would know that you could go watch it if you wanted.
Oh, I was referring to their decision on whether or not we were going to have aid for Meadowfen, though.
Hmm.
To be completely honest, Ratchet is not interested in what happens to Ray Meriton at this point.
You would
I mean,
know that
yeah.
you could go up and try to seek an audience with the Birdfolk Council again, or possibly even ask to see if they've left a note for you. So it seems like going up to, what's it called? Council Plaza
Mhm.
is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm agreeing to that. I think we should probably go there. I mean, we don't have a lot of time to wait to see what their answer is.
And go after breakfast and a good discussion over here. So, Jack, care to share some of your findings with us?
Yes, hello, I'm back. My cat got caught in a fishing line.
Oh no.
No hook, just the wire. They're fine.
Okay.
Like a
That's
catfish.
Jack looks around at everyone assembled. Glances mostly at Alistair, who they aren't really too sure of yet, having just met, or walking over to Ratchet and whispering, "Got the location of their stronghold."
That's certainly a good start.
And she'll pause for a moment before continuing with, "And a Ceridin is there. pulling away to let Ratchet decide if they want to share with the rest of the group.
I'm trying to remember if I know who that is.
The leader of the bandits, who is we were, burn the world.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess I did not recognize the name. When
Yes.
We
out
heard
of
it.
character.
We heard it while we were meeting the council.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so Jack mentions Enna Sheridan,
Yeah.
the bandit leader.
An absolute hunk.
Did I share the art?
No,
Okay.
you haven't.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. Don't worry about it. A treat for later.
A snack, one might say.
That's gonna be a feast. Ooh.
Well, seems that we may have a lead. Where to hunt down Bandit King. Queen. Apologize.
Do tell.
So as you discuss the particulars of what Jack learned, you have Eliza distributing food. Shortly thereafter, you begin to make your way up towards the council plaza, with a question on your minds, wondering what you're going to do with this new information you've been given. As you approach the plaza, you see one of the militia that recognized you from before when you had handed over the letter of recognition given to you by the magistrate, the Reach. He runs up to you and the militia folk says, "Oh, it's good that you're here. Council wants to summon you. Right now. Come. You too,"
Oh.
says to Alistair.
You too, that guy.
Fair enough.
As we are headed that way, I will speak low, mostly to our group, but recognizing probably the guards can hear it anyways. But well, an immediate summons by the council. That is either very good or very bad, methinks.
I'm hoping good, but yeah.
You're brought before the Birdfolk Council, and you see... Oh, we have art for this, don't we?
Art?
Where's the council member? There you are. You see the speaker stand up as you're approaching. Ita, this bright gallus with striking white plumage, looks at you with a discerning eye. She says, "We have heard news that you are responsible for the apprehension of the bandit known as Frey Meriden, one of the lieutenants of the bandit band that has been plaguing Alderheart. It is the motion of the council that we shall move forward with aid towards Meadowfen as per your request. We will ensure we can do whatever we can to save the people and ensure that the fiery demise is held at bay." We wish to beseech you, however. There is a threat. One that the council has been thus far unable to make any progress on. Will you answer the call of the council and help us with the bandit threat?
I look towards Ratchet, our fearless leader.
Yeah, I was gonna say I glanced through those just to make sure no one's like given a look that says nuh-uh. We would be glad to do this. Two of our number who were here before when we met with you, they can take the troops back to Alderheart. My goodness. To Meadowfen, if you wish that we stake out immediately for the bandits.
This is acceptable. We will put in charge of the militia's efforts to help Meadowfen in the care of Leif and Hubert. Prepare yourselves, adventurers. Path ahead of you will be perilous. You will have to make some very hard decisions. These bandits have been eluding us for quite some time. They are crafty. They have a way with words and persuasion. Look upon our city, and she gestures behind her towards the very many rings of Alderheart, many of which are peppered with tents. Perhaps with your effort, we can change what has happened here. We call upon you to be the heroes of Humblewood. That's where we're gonna end our session for today.
That's the name of the thing.
The name of the thing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much everyone for being here. Thank you so much to my lovely cast members for finally an episode where we have the Meadowfen arc buttoned up. It's been a journey. Now we are on to the next chapter of all of the things. Cannot wait to introduce you to the bandit stronghold. But that's going to be for next time. Please join us on the 27th for our next session. In the meantime, let's go around and do some outros. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the episode was today. And we'll start with Zombie.
Hello, I am Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. As your name is to call me, I'm the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I do too many clips, but that's up to your discretion. Today I played Leon Breeze. My favorite part was the scene with Frey and Jack. I think them kind of interacting. Jack sort of revealing that, I've been a part of this life. I've got, I understand, and kind of like memorizing between the two, getting some information that I think, someone with Jack's experience of being kind of like a bandit, I think could have afforded us a better advantage than I think anyone else. So, at least get that trust of like, oh, okay, you may not have an actual like connection or care for any of these people anyway. So, that kind of thing. So I don't mind telling you the stuff. But yeah, if you're so inclined, you can find me on Twitter or on Blue Sky ZombieFighter89. If you go there, I have a pinned notification or a pinned post. In that post is a link to a Google Doc sheet where you'll see all of the work that I've done. I've done highlights, I've done edits, I've done clips, I've done all kinds of stuff. I do promo videos currently right now for all of the different shows that I'm a part of on Stella's awesome channel. The other two that I am a part of is Saltmarsh, where I play a Finn Carlson, Ranger Researcher, with Igneel up there as well. He's one of my castmates for that show as well. Yeah, so we're going through that town trying to figure out some stuff. We did a fun little dungeon crawly-ish episode, so we're gonna see what the fallout from that's gonna be in our next episode. And then, if you're like, man, I would like to see more of V and more of Jacob and more of Stella. Well, guess what? You can tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm part of our other game, Strixhaven, where I play Alexander Thune, Mr. Wizard Boy over here, trying to learn all the magics and the things, and it should be a lot of fun. So if you really enjoy it, please do. Come join, and any Stella project coming up is always a blast. Amazing casts, amazing stories, a lot of cool stuff being told on this channel. So if you don't already follow here on Twitch, please do. Or if you're on YouTube, hello everyone on YouTube, hi. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well down below, because you'll be able to see all the cool stuff from current and from the past.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. I appreciate it. We'll hop on over to V.
Now. Hi, I'm V. VertigoCross, variety game streamer on Twitch. Resident chaotic fox bard on this stream. And on our next stream, tomorrow, I am a big dragon with a big hat and big fears. As for my favorite part, I really enjoyed the interaction with Frey. I've been thinking about that for like a month.
It was very good. It was very, very good. Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Igneel.
Hi everybody, I'm Igneel Blazeheart. You can find me at Igneel Blazeheart on Blue Sky. My favorite interaction today, I think, was just the egg rolling for just randomly. I'm just like, we had a card, you know, and all that stuff. Multiple strong people. And then it just ends up the comical scene of the two smallest people just like rolling in the middle of the city, everybody watching the scene. And then taking it to Laza's shop. I'm just like, please do not get robbed in the middle of the night. Like, please. Oh. When the morning came and the egg was still there and the shop was intact, I was like, oh my god.
Could you imagine if we had a whole arc where you had to go find the egg because someone took it?
So,
Yeah.
Yes,
I have a
could
quick question
totally
about this
imagine that.
egg, because I had missed one session. Wasn't the egg already in Alderheart and you guys brought it out because you were worried about it, and now you brought it back into Alderheart?
Don't
Yes,
question
yes.
the plot.
Correct.
Well, also, wasn't there like a note or something that showed plans of putting the egg in Alderheart?
That I don't.
Don't worry,
remember.
that's with the
Yeah.
mysterious mushroom person that is not with you.
Yeah, the mushroom like coughed up the drawing or something.
It's fine. It's fine.
That was a map, I
Fine.
think, yeah.
Everything will be
I just
okay.
wanted it to be under
Yeah,
guard until we leave with it. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired. Everyone said their outros right. Okay.
I believe so.
No, Matthew, it's your turn.
I'm Matthew.
I
You
thought-
can find me on Twitter and on Stella's Discord as B Street Holmes. And I think my favorite part was getting to know Alistair a little bit better. And I really appreciate it as a character that is naturally suspicious of people and doesn't really want to connect with folks. Having that strong background of like, oh, we've both lost people in big fires. This is something we both have like a deep-rooted passion about dealing with this problem. I think that's just a wonderful way to get Ratchet on board with Alistair. Like, okay, cool, you're fine, you're in, let's go.
Yeah, excellent roleplay from everyone across the board. Also, very wonderful to have you on board, Igneel, and have us join. Have you join us, Jesus Christ, with the party here. That's gonna be it for us tonight, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a wonderful night.
Who are you, Stella?
I'm Stella Luna. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for being here. If you want to see something that I'm really looking forward to, let me pull up my calendar. This Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be playing a game of Mad as Hell, where it's an anti-capitalist demon hunting game. That's going to be very interesting, very fun. And then on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be running our game of Undying Corruption as well, which is Korean 5e folklore and mythology. I'll be wearing a hat. You can see me wear a hat. Yay! But please join us for the next episode of Heroes of Humblewood. Not next. 2 weeks. Yep.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good morning.